Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to Lawyers Info Hub. It's a pleasure to always have you on this platform. Today we're looking at client care. Yes. Client care. How do you manage your client? How do you care for your client to get desired results? For everyone who has a firm, who has an organization that is being set up, is out there to solve legal problems for clients. Having clients is important. Increasing your clientele is also very important. But the challenge many people have is the ability to understand what client care is all about, how to manage a client, to retain them and for also to increase your clientele base. Many a times people mistake this as I'm a professional, why should I care for my client? No, it is the clients that bring the money, it is the clients that makes your work profitable. If you don't have clients, of course, you're going to shut down. So, one of the things, it's going to be a brief class. One of the things you must understand is that when you have a client or someone refers someone to you, or someone by themselves walks into your office or through a search on your website gets in touch with you, you know, your reception, the way you talk to them will determine whether they will come back or whether they will schedule an appointment. Many you have to understand, and many clients, some of them they're not learned, and as such, they may not present themselves well in terms of communication. Sometimes they may be just they come online, start asking you questions that needs you to talk to them in the office, or they just want to pour out their heart, without even scheduling an appointment. So it's not left for you to redirect them to say, okay, you're going to schedule an appointment, you come to the office, then we sit down and iron things out. You don't just chase them away at that level. Your onboarding process is also very key in client care. When these people now come, when you now schedule an appointment, how to onboard, how to bring them into the fold, how to make them see reasons that you have the solutions they're looking for. You must also teach your staff on how to receive clients, on how to, you know, interact with clients. You have scheduled an appointment with a prospective client for 12, and 12 o'clock, you're not there. You've not been able to even reach out to the person or send an email or a text to say, I'm coming, or send a message into the office to your staff to say, okay, I'm expecting someone. If the person comes and I'm not there, please, this is what you're supposed to say, or this is how to help, pacify the person to stay further. So, but it is imperative that you don't show up late on the first appointment of with your prospective client. They don't know you so much. Maybe someone has referred them to you. They are coming to have an impression of who you are. So if your the expression is negative, it's stinks with them because they'll feel this person maybe doesn't have my time, or are you even sure this person can do this thing? So show up on time. Now, apart from showing up on time, when you have a listening ear, the person is coming from the place of worry. The person is, overwhelmed with stress or challenges, the legal problems they are facing. So they may not really be patient enough to, take it easy. They just want to pour out everything. So it takes you to have emotional intelligence. Client care involve emotional intelligence, being able to absorb whatever shock it is, whatever how bad the story looks, being able to absorb it and not get so emotional to be able to even direct. A client is just telling you some stories, you're crying, the person looks at you from the place of weakness. No matter how touching the story is, you must be able to have ways to suppress how your emotions are feeling at that point so that you don't create a wrong impression of a weakling. Another thing you need to understand also, you must be able to, at that point, understand what the person is saying. You have to have active listening skills. Understand what the client is saying. Say, okay, have at least an idea of what the solution might look like or where the solution might emanate. So you need to have an idea, then when you have this idea, you'll be able to convey same to the client, let them know, okay, we are going to do this, these are the steps you're going to take. But okay, or I'm going to give you an opinion on. So sometimes people, give opinions before they proceed. Now, I'm going to give you an opinion. Some of that time is something that you may not need to give, but something you need to explain to the client, and then, you know, let the clients know what it will cost to do such a thing. If it's something you're not sure of, it's okay. We're going to do an email to you on the way forward and the cost involved. If you need to maybe ask questions to know the exact amount you're going to expend, or if there are increase in prices or changes in certain the financial aspect of your legal work. So you must know how to, douse the tension. So that at the end of the day, when the client is leaving your office, the client is leaving, even though he may not have gotten the legal solution, but at least he has this hope that I'm in the right place and the person I'm meeting is able. Don't project your ignorance. Even if it's something you do not know, seek for time to send in an opinion and ensure that that time, if it's 2 days, one day, you meet up with that time. It's also very important that you understand the financial, involvement before you say it. Not after you have told the client you're going to pay 5 million, for example. At the end of the day, you now go back and see that the 5 million will not even be enough. You now come back to tell the client that I'm sorry, that 5 million is not enough. Sometimes the people look at you like you don't know what you're doing. But if you're not sure of the financial implications of what they want to do, seek for time and ask them you're going to send an opinion to them with an invoice. That way you ask by the time you will have gotten the required information you need. So whatever invoicing or pricing or professional fees you're telling your client or prospective, let me be sure that it is okay, not so that tomorrow you are going to vary it by increase it when they are even trying to understand, does this person really understand what I'm here for? Another thing is that you have to be responsive. Responsive will mean that sometimes when a prospective leaves, for example, your office or after a meeting, they might want to ask further questions. Be willing to respond. Be willing to respond. Be limit and also know the extent to which you can respond. Because sometimes a prospect can also want to seek several legal knowledge without even at the end of the day continuing with the transaction. So whatever it is, you must know get the details of the client, know the details, the address, the email, how you are going to reach the person. And when you have, when all is sorted out as you have been properly briefed, let the also note that there is need for a letter of instruction. It's important. I've seen people who ensure that for every case they handle, there is a letter of instruction. So just do me an instruction to proceed with this, maybe after an agreed rate or agreed price. The client will do that and you commence. You see, clients like it when their work is going. They like it when they can call their lawyer and the lawyer is available. So do not delay in starting up the book. Don't wait for the client to now come. You say, after 1 month, I've not heard anything from you. 2 months, you're giving excuses. If your hands are full, you can attend to the client and also let the client know that I'm going to refer you to a colleague who I'm sure can do this work because my hands are full. Not because you want money, taking so much that you cannot even be able to sort out. It has a way of playing mind games on the mind of the client who sees you as an unserious person who would have just wanted to eat his money because he would have maybe insisted on the part payment or for the first tranches of the fees to be paid before you commence work. So you must know how to do all this. So at the end of the day, you are doing your job professionally and your client is being taken care of. Yes, the needs and the desires of your clients to secure legal solution is being met. Another thing too is that I've noticed is that when your client comes to you, it's not a time for you to start. Maybe you have issues with your staff. That's when you want to start shouting at your staff, or you want to tell your client that you're the prospective that you're the boss here. It's not for you to start. A client is in the office. You're trying to clean up the table. It's not a time for you to start letting the client know the past history of your excellence or the things you have done. You don't be too proud, Because if the person is on referral, the referral would have told the person your value, your worth. So don't be the one that will blow your trumpet in front of your client. Let them know by the way you talk, by your mannerism, by your approach, that you know what you're doing. And once they pay, start the work. No delay. Start the work. Start the work. Start the work. Do not delay. And let them have a progress report of everything that is happening per time, of everything that is happening per time. Give them status reports, let them be aware, carry them along. If you know, if it's processes, this is what you have filed. If you need to write a letter, you've written a letter. And another important thing is where a client, for example, in the course of handling this case, gives you documents, you don't misplace clients' documents. We've seen instances where clients we have seen instances where We have seen instances where a client's document gets missing in the hands of a lawyer. That is very wrong. Be careful how you take care of your client's document. If you need them to give you a copy while they hold on to the original, beautiful. Maybe when you're getting to trial, when you need them, fine. You just want to cite the documents they are relying on, very fine. If you're going to hold the originals of this document, you hold it very well. A lawyer is a careful person, not a person that does not have regard for the properties of others. So you must also let your staff, people work with you, know the ethics of the firm, the vision, the prevention you're not there and they have to attend to this client. They must know how to talk, they must know how to do client interview, they must know how to talk to clients, how to relate with clients, and all of that. So the client must understand your way of practice, how you work. Some people collect their appearance fee before the court, some people don't collect appearance, they just collect their professional fee. Whatever arrangement you have in mind or you have put in place, let the client understand it and be in the know, understand it perfectly. Yes, so client care is very important. Your client also, in the course of your work, maybe at the end of the year, you have an obligation to reach out to your client and say thank you for believing in us to still provide you legal services for the year. Many people don't thank their client. Many people don't even Happy New Year. They don't even write their client to say we're in a new year. We thank you for your last day patronage and how you've engaged us. We look forward for a more good or cordial relationship. Many people don't know that you need to even appreciate your clients. Yes, you need to even appreciate most clients. One client can bring 10 clients. One client can talk about you in a good way that people will come to you. So client care is very important. As a lawyer, you must know how to care for your client, how to manage your client for your profitability. I hope you've learned something today. And you know what? If you don't have a client, it is difficult for you because clients are the life of the practice. Clients are what makes the work going. So you must learn how to maintain the ones you have and how to increase your clientele. I've done a video here on how to increase your clientele, managing your client and increasing sales. Just look for the video and watch it. It's amazing. We have other contents here that will be of value to you. Go to the channel. If you're here to subscribe, please do see the subscribe button. And I just do hope that you learn one or two things that will help you become a better version of yourself. Do take care.